Hey guys, and welcome to today's video. I have a ton of updates for today. Starting with, I got a lift. And on top of that, a new project. This is a project I told you guys to be on the lookout for. In the video that included like all the updates I had and all the projects I had coming up, this one was one of the main components besides the Nova and this Fox body here. But this was like the main one coming up, and it's actually a really funny story because I built this truck last year, almost precisely a year ago today. And whenever I got the truck, the bodywork had already been done. It was red, but it had all these like black accents, including like a black grill outline, black wheels, black door handles, black bumpers, just black everything, no chrome. And I decided to go more the chrome route whenever I had it, and just replaced little bits and pieces here and there. You know, the wheels. Actually, the new owner did the side mirrors. I did the chrome door handles. I also did the chrome taillight covers and the chrome bumper. And on the front, I did like the stainless chrome outline, but I left the black insert. But he had actually replaced that with a chrome one, which I think looks way better. So that's really cool. But yeah, super funny story because whenever I sold this last year to the guy, he also bought a built 355 along with it that I had originally built for this truck. Painted it red, has some like Speedmaster aluminum double hump heads on it, either 10-to-1 or 10.5-to-1 compression. Just a good jump up from what's in there right now, because the one that's in there right now, I just decided to slide a comp cam into and just sent it. It already had a slightly built bottom end, bored 30 over, so 30 over pistons and such like that. But the other one, I had put a scat crankshaft in, some 30 over pistons as well, and kind of put my hands all over it and just basically made it brand new. Long story short, just a nice, mildly built 355 that would definitely be a huge upgrade over this iron, like cast iron headed 355 in here. Plus this one's just a little bit tired. With the time crunch I had, like I don't remember exactly what was going on. I just decided to slide an upgraded camshaft in the truck as it was, and had this 355 over here. Just kind of, I just decided to more or less put it in my stockpile. But whenever I did list this for sale, and the guy had messaged me, I just mentioned the 355, and long story short, it ended up going home. He ended up going home with it in the bed of the truck. So, and this last year or so, it's just been kind of on and off where we've been talking and he just hadn't had the time or the resources to get the engine installed. And we even talked about possibly me doing it at the time, but I just didn't have the space or resources myself to do so. But with me getting this shop here in the last few months, and especially me getting this 4-post lift right here, it just turned out to be the right time. And now I am taking on the project of swapping that 355 over there into this 72 C10 right here. And when it's all said and done, just basically gonna trade out the engine that's in there, just gonna keep that for the labor, and it'll have a brand new engine in it. And also with trading the engine, I get to document it. It's content for you guys, so there you go. Now it's also funny because I had filmed a little bit yesterday kind of talking about the 4-post lift and the truck itself, and I thought it was going to be sort of just like an in-between update video, but I just ultimately decided to skip that, get right into the action. So after the video on this Nova comes out, you will be seeing this one. All right, so it's currently like 6:30 in the evening right now. Last you saw me, it was probably 1:30. So found a few hours later tonight that I did have free and that I could come back and get a little bit of work done. As you can see, the hood is off the C10 and got some light down in the engine bay actually. And I'm about to get to work and try and get as far tonight as I can towards getting this engine out of the truck and getting ready for the new engine to go in. Went ahead, put a full order in, talked to the owner and got everything settled on what's going in here and what we're gonna do and what we're gonna fix while we're in there. I have a new, actually, I need to go pick it up from O'Reilly's. I gotta pick up the new output shaft seal and bushing because I actually remember whenever I had this truck, I put a new output shaft seal in it because it was leaking, and having it up on the lift, I saw it still has a pretty steady drip, so I'm assuming the bushing's a little wore out and it's allowing a little bit of play around the drive shaft yoke and the tail shaft housing. So gonna get that all fixed up, and basically what we're gonna do is probably start with the cooling system. Gonna get everything drained out, going to go ahead and get the radiator out, get this shroud off. Now I haven't fully decided if I'm just gonna pull the engine and trans together. It's really looking like it's gonna be that way because I don't have a transmission jack and I don't feel like getting down there myself and dropping a transmission. So I'm probably gonna lift the truck, like get things taken off here, get the, like I said, the cooling system, get some stuff, just get this just basically ready to pull, lift the truck up, get down below, remove the transmission cross member and just kind of let that be loose. And I'm gonna see about just yanking it out of there, gently yanking it out of there. And hopefully by the end of the night, we have an empty engine bay. Who knows? Gonna try my best. So, all right, I'm probably gonna set you guys on a tripod here, start a time lapse, and hopefully by the end of it, it'll be an empty engine bay. So let's get to work. All right, quick little update. I got the entire cooling system out of it, basically. Made an absolute huge mess. I swear it's like my Achilles heel. I can never take apart any sort of cooling system without absolutely covering my floor in coolant at all. Let me know in the comments if that same thing always happens to you. That seems like it's just the way it goes for me, I guess. I'm under the truck right now looking at the exhaust system because I just unbolted the headers and everything and got them kind of hanging off, but I've totally forgot the way this exhaust system was set up is like the exhaust pipe is welded directly to the header. There is no like collector bolt-on application. It's directly welded. So I'd have to drop the entire exhaust system, which seems like a huge pain. So I was kind of just rolling the idea around in my head, and I think I can just like run a ratchet strap from frame to frame and sort of help balance the transmission along with how the transmission crossmember is already balancing the transmission, and sort of just kind of let it sit there and not take the trans out with the engine At least that's what I'm going to try. That way I don't have to find a way to like fish the headers out, because we'll fish the whole exhaust system out, because I don't think that's a possibility. And I think what would have to happen is I would have to end up cutting the headers off of the exhaust piping, and I really don't want to do that because then I'd have to pay for someone to re-weld it, and I'm just gonna see if I can just skip that and hopefully things go well that way. So I'm going to get some lights under this like lift so you guys can actually see under there, but right now it's just pitch black and I'm just in there with like a little flashlight. It's not really showing much, so I'm gonna see what I can take care of there and let you guys in on it in just a moment. Okay, so didn't get too much further than the last time I spoke on here to you guys, but I think I'm gonna call it a night for tonight. I just got absolutely drenched in gasoline. And I think that was just a sign to kind of end it here. I got basically everything sort of unhooked. I just need to get in there and get like some extensions and like a swivel and get the transmission bell housing bolts out. And after that, because I got all the torque converter bolts out, I was undoing some fuel lines, hence why I got drenched in gasoline. I need to undo the power steering lines, but other than that, mainly just the bell housing stuff, the motor mounts, and should be able to pull out and see what happens. So I set myself up for a good day tomorrow, hopefully, and I guess I will see you guys then. All right, guys, so I am back at the shop. Hasn't been very long for you guys, but it is the next day for me. I'm back here about to just kind of pick up where I left off last night and just continue knocking things out. Like I probably just mentioned for you guys, I know I kind of ended off with removing the torque converter bolts and kind of finding out a way to separate the engine from the transmission and just pull the engine out itself and not grab the transmission. But that reminds me, I need to make sure I have a swivel attachment for my socket for my socket set stuff, whatever. So I can reach up in there and get those bell housing bolts. I forgot about that. Sounds like my memory. But so I need to figure that out, and I need to remove these motor mounts. These motor mounts look like no other motor mounts that I've ever messed with before. They're like a really tall perch almost, and they honestly look like they were missing a few bolts. So I'm gonna take care of those, and after the engine's separated from the trans and those motor mounts are loose and I got the cherry picker sitting on there with the chain and everything kind of hooked up, fingers crossed, it should lift right out and hopefully make room for that brand new 355 to go in this thing right here. So I'm gonna get on that and I'll bring you guys along with whatever bit of the process I can. So let's get to it. All right, everyone, the old engine is out. Honestly, wasn't that terrible of a job. Wasn't as difficult as I thought it was going to be. I will say the exhaust system kind of being stuck in place was the most difficult of the situation, because they kept getting stuck, like the flanges here kept getting stuck on like the spark plugs. I should have honestly removed them before we even tried doing anything, but I had already shimmied the engine off the bell housing over here, off the transmission, and then it was getting kind of caught because things were moved, so I had to like shimmy my way in there, take out some spark plugs, but nonetheless, it is out. And I'm so excited about that because I am absolutely ready to get this unit in here, because this thing is absolutely gorgeous and it's gonna like really make this engine bay pop like crazy. But yeah, like I said, honestly wasn't too bad of a job. Honestly, it was out probably 30 minutes ago, but I spent the last 30 minutes mopping, cleaning up, sweeping up, getting all of the mess, the huge mess I made with power steering, coolant, and whatever else off the floor, picking up my tools, cleaning off my tools. I always said, if I'm lucky enough to have the tools, I'm also lucky enough to clean them. So try to take care of all of that first, get that all taken care of before I hop back on here and talk to you guys. But engine's out, couldn't be happier. Very excited to keep moving things along because I do have a little bit of a busy week ahead, so I won't be in the shop that much come the last half end of the week. So my goal just for tonight was just to like stick it out, get this engine out, and just get myself prepped and ready to get the new unit in. We will be making a few changes on this 355 here, one including these plug wires. These are originally off Amazon, and I learned that they are complete junk. So I have some MSD or Moroso, one of the other units on the way that will replace these. That's super small. And other than that, already has a fuel pump, water pump. They'll just be putting the pulleys on. Maybe I will have to put a fitting here, so I'll take a mental note of that. And just like your fittings on the intake and everything else, but it should be timed and ready to rip. So honestly, shouldn't be too bad of an install. The hardest part's going to be just kind of sitting it flat here and then getting the transmission on the dowels back there. But other than that, pretty straightforward. I still have that AC line to make, which I'm going to make once my new kit comes in, because like I mentioned, I just went ahead and ordered a full kit to make one instead. So I'll be able to get that thing rolling. And then you guys are going to see me get this engine in here. You're going to see me tune it up. You're going to see me take it on a test drive. You're going to see me just get this truck just straightened out, ready to go back to the owner and ready to be just enjoyed for miles and miles and miles to come, because that's what they're all about. But thank you guys so much for watching. I'm probably going to end this video right here with this engine out. And yeah, if you haven't already, if you do not mind, please consider subscribing, because that helps me out so much and really motivates me to keep putting out these videos and filming what I'm doing and kind of like being connected and creating something like this, because honestly, it is so far out of my comfort zone still, but I am having a great time, so I can't really complain. I am not complaining whatsoever. But yeah, if you wouldn't mind, please go hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell, so you do see when I go to put the engine in this, and you do see when I go to finish out this Nova, and you do see when I go to finish out this 1,000 horsepower Fox body right here. So yeah, a lot of cool stuff up on the way. Thanks for being here. Thank you for hanging out. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. As always, thank you for your support.